Today I have studied about the concept called API. API means Application Programming Interface. Interface. It means that where we can communicate through. It acts as a bridge between the whatever we are asking and whatever we are going to get as a response. The agent's hands. For getting those API, we used to use the request library. Request is the Python most popular library which we are using for communicating with the web services. Web services means website services. What website will giving to us? Whatever the data we are going to ask, it is going to display to us. So the website is going to talk to the server and get us the data. So it is going to get the data from the server here. Services is going to give. What kind of services? We can retrieve already saved data. We can see through here, through the website, or we can store those data in the server, or already stored data can be updated and stored again, or we can delete the already stored data in the server. So these are the services the website is going to give for us. For doing those services, we use HTTP, the secure communication we can do through website and the server. For that, we have request library. It was built in 2011. Before 2011, we are using the URLib library. It is very complex library. It becomes most downloaded Python library packages ever. The syntax more import request. Before the request importing, we have to install it through the pip install request. After installing it, we have to use those requests by importing them. Import the request. In the response, we have to use the request dot get. Using the request, I have to get the GitHub user. The username is Octocat. I want that user in the format of JSON because I got the response. It has been stored in the response variable, and those response must be in the format of JSON function. It is done. HTTP, the internet communicates. How it is to communicate and what kind of services it can provide. HTTP is the protocol behind every browser request. Whatever the request we have, all the website is going to have some request. What kind of request? Submitting the form. You're going to submit the form. Means if you're going to save some detail. An API call. We are going to get something. It defines four core methods that covers every operation. All the operations in the website, whatever we are going to do, it covers under only four categories. A program performs on data. We have get method, post method, put and delete. Get method means retrieve the data, reading a notice board. Already it has been saved, we are going to just read it. Post, send the new data. Like submitting a form. I'm going to save the data newly. Put, updating the existing data. I have already submitted the form. I'm going to edit a form. Edit the submission form. That is the put. Delete means I have edited it, I have used it, but I don't want now, so I'm going to delete it. I'm going to cancel the request. I don't want that data. These are the four methods form the foundation of REST API, the standard architecture most modern web services follow. Web Web APIs and JSON. What is Web API? In website, we have application programming interface. What is web? How it is being communicated? How the data is getting the response in JSON format. So the Web API means the website is a service. Is going to provide a service that accepts the HTTP request and return the structured data in the JSON format. So website API means it is one of the service where you are going to ask the request in the HTTP and get the response in structured data, that is JSON. Every major platform exposes one thing, that is GitHub and Spotify, Google Map, OpenWeather. Everything request in the HTTP format and get the response in JSON format. Why JSON? JSON is universal format for the API used to send the data back. Not only for the API to send the data back, all the response, whatever we sending in the universally, the data will be in the JSON format. And another advantage is when we get the JSON format, JSON maps the directly to the Python dictionary or the list with no conversion needed. JSON is converted into the Python dictionary. Why? Because JSON syntax and Python dictionary syntax are same. This is the JSON syntax actually, but it looks like exactly Python dictionary. Why? Python dictionary has key and value. Name is the key and Linus is the name. There's a value. Follower is the key, and 123, the follower, how much he have is the value. So it is in the key value pair format. So JSON is universally accepted, and we no need to convert in any human readable format. It is already in the human readable format. So whatever we have requested, the data will be in the, we are going to now give the response.json function. If I want data dot only the name, I'll get the name. If I want only the followers, I'll get only the followers. This is the website API and the JSON. The request and response cycle. Every API interaction follows the same fundamental patterns. What is the fundamental patterns? But if you miss these follows, if you miss this pattern properly, you will face an issues. You will fail in any one of the steps. So understanding it helps reason about the failures at any step. Request build. What is going to request build means what the fundamental thing we have to do before getting doing an request. Method. In that method, you can use get method or any methods you can get. That method, then URL from where you want that answer, that server name or URL, then the parameters, what you want, and header, our details, where I want the response back, in what format I want, that and all should be here. I'm going to send the request. Request handle the network communication. So I'm going to send the request using the get function or some any functions through HTTP protocol. Now the server will respond. So in the response, I will have the status code. I'll tell about status code later. In here, I'm going to talk about the status code here. Status code plus the header from which I will get now, from where I got, and the response, what the question I have asked. Now read the response. The response is already in the JSON format. So I'm going to just check whether the request is success or not, and I'm going to use the data. These are the four cycle we are going to use for the request response cycle. Status code. Every response carries three-digit code that instantly communicates whether the request succeeded or whether it failed or not. Three digit will say it is succeeded or not. Is it the from the client mistake or it is from the server mistake? 2x means it is success. 200 means okay. 201 means it is created. 204 means no content, but it is successful. Like that we have. 4xx means it is client error. 401 means unauthorized, means I don't have credential to see that. 404 means there is no content at all. Content is not found. Or check the URL. So I can fetch it. 429 means too many requests. The tokens which I have today has been completed. So it is 429 429 error. 5xx is a server error. 500 internal server error we have, and 503 is the service unavailable. The server might be in the backup stage or something. It needs service time. Here 401, as I said, 401 is means checking the authentication. 404 means check the URL properly. 429 means that rate limit, the token limit has been hit, already completed. Status code removes the guesswork. So if we show like normally just error, we will check from the our syntax side whether the request is made properly or not. We will check in the syntax. Or we will check if from our side the Wi-Fi connections or authentication or password is correct or not, like that, or our token is correct or not, we should check. Then we have to go with the server. So we have to do multiple works if we not give this properly status code. So status code is helping us to help us in the debugging without guessing the work. We can specifically go and work on the specific task. Authentication and rate limits. Most API requires an API key. So a unique token that identifies a unique token. No, API key means it is a unique. One token has been taken and identifies the application making the request. So what request it is asking, it will be done. Next time when we ask again the request, there will be another token. First time we asked for token 1, we have used it. Now it will come to token 2. Token 2 identifies the request and gives the response. This is how it works. So how it sends varies by API. Some require it in header and other has the query parameter. Someone has those the way we are sending the API request will be changing. For example, in open router, in the header we will send everything like the URL, the message what we want, the parameters, everything. But in other query parameter only we have separate function. In that function only we should ask whatever we needed. So the API, the request whatever we may doing will be changes. For example, in Open API, we have one format to send, like header. Only in header we will have message, URL, everything. But in the Gemini AI or ChatGPT, whenever we are using the API calls, it might be different. Like in the header only will be the URL and the message, but in the parameter it will exactly ask what I want. Might be differ from the API call to API. And one API to another API, there may be the difference. Always store keys in environmental variable. Never hard code them in the source code. You know what is maybe environmental variable? Os.environment dot function. Using that function, I should store. Should never type the key. Every API also enforces the rate limit. We know that all the API has the limit. So what is the limit we have per time? How many requests we are doing? That is the limit. GitHub allows 60 requests for 1 hour unauthenticated. For the public use only, we have 60 requests. So 500 tokens we have. So for example, one token for 20 tokens might be happen for creating the repository, and 10 tokens for adding the .py file, and 3 tokens for adding the images in the repository. Like this, a token will be using for each and every request. Exceeding the limit, whenever you complete all the 5000 tokens also, there will be an error that is called 429 error. By using the rate limit status is usually written in the response header. You will come to know. Already you have used in the 5000. When I create the repository, the 20 token has been completed. Then it will show me remaining 4980 tokens you remaining. Like that, it will show in the response. Mostly it will show. Then we are going to talk about API documentation. API doc describes every available endpoints. So what is documentation? We know what is the instruction I have to give, what is the output I'm going to get. That will be available in the documentation. Everything will be there. What is the parameter is going to accept it, how I should do the authentication step, what is the method for it, and how the response I will get if I give the instruction like that, what is the response like that. Mostly the documentation look like this. Endpoint. If you give get repository and the repository username, what is the exact repository you want, and what is the repository you want, like that. It's the endpoint. Authentication. If it's a public access, we don't need to authenticate it. But if I am the user, I kept my code private limits, I should authenticate it. Then parameter, I have complete repository. In that repository, just open one .py file. The state open the file. In that file, I just want the first 20 lines of code in one page and next 20 lines of code in next page. Like that, I'm going to give the page numbers. Then return. And what all I want from that, I want just title, ID. Like in Python .py file, what is the ID, what is the title, what is the body, what is the state. Like that I can get. This is the API documentation. So reading the documentation before writing the code is one of the most effectively habit when working with the APIs. Every major API ships with the working example we have. Because we have API documentation, we already have an example. Using that example is a working example, is the exact working example. So using the working solutions, yeah, for working example, create whatever you want. Just copy paste the syntax and get it whatever you want. Don't waste the tokens here. That is one of the most useful things in the documentation. Request is Python standard interface for the HTTP communication. HTTP method means these are the get to post to put to delete map to get means map to retrieve, post means to create it, put means to update it, and delete is the function for deleting it. API returns a JSON. JSON dictionaries and list handles it natively. The request response cycle is the core pattern. We know, no? The building the model, then sending it, then requesting it, then using the data. These are the cycle. Status code indicates success or failure. It is success or not. In the 200 series, if it is a client error, the user error, or the developer error, it will show in the 400, and if it is error from the server, it will show in the 500 series. API keys are the credential, so you should never hard code it. You should just store in the environmental variable. Then rate limit cap. So this much tokens can be used in this much limit. So always checks those tokens before building the documentation. Read the documentation, then build it. Simply don't waste the tokens. These are things generally I have studied. Let's see still details more.